So back when I was still living in Arkansas, I pulled up to a gas station one day and I get out. I don't remember if I went in to pay or not. I just know by the time I made it back to the car to put the pump into the gas tank, a guy pulls up in like a off-white tan, I guess you can call it old school Lexus type of car, because it was probably like 90s. I can't believe that's old school now. Ooh, Lord. I'm getting up there. But anyways, it was an older model Lexus body style type car, Toyota Avalon maybe, I don't know. And the guy, and I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but the guy looked like he, Middle Eastern, not necessarily Indian. I don't know, but he just got out of his car. I don't even think the man even pumped any gas. He literally just got out of his car, stood like at the end of the car where the gas tank would be, and just leaned on it and literally just stared at me. And me being the person I smile at everybody, I'll speak, say hello. But that day I was feeling down because, I was going through my little hazing. This was probably the beginning, of the little hazing. I think this may have been January of 2024 or maybe December 2023. I don't know. But he just was looking at me, like not pumping no gas. He just leaned on his car, crossed his arms, or put his arms in his pocket, I think. I want to say he put his arms in his pocket. And he was a middle-aged man. And so, that's traumatizing for most girls. And if you don't know why it would be traumatizing for some girls, then guess. But anywho, a middle-aged man, he just staring at me, not necessarily in a disgusting type of way, just staring at me like. And at first, when he first got out the car and he did that, I smiled because I didn't feel like saying hi. I was feeling some type of way, but I did smile at him because I don't believe in projecting my shit onto other people. I mean, not saying that I never do. I might on an accident, but I don't purposely do it. So I smiled and he just kept on staring. And I ain't gonna lie, it did put a little bit of fear in me because I had, been hearing about the gang stalking and all of that. And my heart started beating a little fast, and I'm thinking in my head, like, is this man trying to do something to me? What in the world is this? So I'm sure, by this time my gas pump had clicked off. I didn't get that much because, money was a little funny. So probably about a good $10, $15. I hurried up. When I say hurried up and hung that pump up and got back in the car, I just remember my heart was beating fast, and I even was scared to kind of like turn my back to the man. And I don't know why. I don't know why. But I mean, I guess because it was my first time just experiencing. Well, it probably wasn't my first time. It was probably just my first time noticing it. Um, and then the second incident, and to be honest, this stuff does not bother me anymore, but I do want to at least get it out there so, anybody else is going through it. You're not alone. No, you're not tripping. Yes, it's actually happening. Let me just put my little 2 cents on it. Anywho, I don't remember if this was before or after that, but I was riding around in my Honda that I hadn't paid on probably in a year. Ain't no telling how long I hadn't paid on the car. And I am a girl through and through. The tires on that car was bald. And the air was always either seeping out or I don't know. I needed to get some air in the tires. And so I pulled up to a gas station not too far from my house. And so yeah, this was before then. Yes, it was. It don't matter when it was. This is what happened. So I pulled up to this gas station that I normally would go to and get some gas because it was right before the highway that I needed to hop on to get to wherever I was going. Not get some gas, to get some air for my tire because like I said, the tire needed to be replaced. It probably was bald or had a nail in it or something, but I was having to put air in it maybe once every 3-4 days or something like that. So I'm noticing that the air is low. I'm getting the little things going off on the dashboard or whatever. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and pull over because I probably was going to try to make it to the house. Knowing me, I probably was finna try to trot it on home. But I said, let me just go ahead and pull over. It's not, the car wobbling. It ain't feeling too good. So I pulls over. I get to the air pump and I start scrolling on my phone. I was still running the business at the time, so ain't no telling. I probably was trying to reply to some comments or something. I was scrolling though. I know I was scrolling, probably checking emails because I didn't feel like getting out and putting any air in the tire. I can honestly say when it came to that, before the ex-husband got locked up, I was spoiled when it came to that type of stuff. I didn't have to do that type of stuff, and I didn't want to. Oh my God, I didn't want to. So I was procrastinating. And this car pulls up, and this Caucasian man, he gets out and he looks at me and he asks, "Are you using the air pump?" And I said, "You can go ahead." And he was like, "Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to pay for it, and I'm just going to put air in this front tire of mine, and you can go ahead on and just use it, you know." So I guess he thought that I was going to get out right then. And I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you." I was just so grateful. Like, oh my God, she's going to, pay for my air. At the time, that was a lot, like $3. Like, I was grateful, but I wasn't getting out the car. I'm not a, I ain't that much. I ain't that much of a fool. I'm not a fool at all, but I ain't easily that tricked. Like, my goodness, sir. And plus, I was scrolling. I probably was doom scrolling. Ain't no telling. But he said he was going to put air in one of his tires, and he was going to, hurry up and hand it to me so that way I wouldn't have to pay and I could just go ahead. And you would think, I wasn't thinking anything of it at the time, but thinking back on it now, if that was the case, you could have just put air in your tire and then put it in mine and let me go on about my business. But that's not what happened. He put the air in with the tire that he said he was going to put it in, which I believe was his front driver's side. And then he looked at me after he got back up from putting air in the tire. He looked at me again, and he looked kind of like he didn't understand what I was doing. And then he proceeded to put air in his back tire. And then he looked at me again. And then he proceeded to go around to the other side, which was the rear passenger side on the other side, and put air in that tire. And at that point, I was like, oh yeah, he trying to get me. I don't know what he want from me, but he ain't getting it. I decided I'm gonna just go ahead on and trot it on home, or I'll find some air somewhere else. I'm not about to let this man get me. At the time, I wasn't really too. I feel like he may have been doing some little under his breath incantations or whatever. Ain't no telling what the hell he was doing. Weird ass man. I don't know, but at the time, I'm thinking he tried to do some physical stuff, like try to kidnap me or something. I have to go, so I cranks my car back up, and I tried to. I didn't even make it down the road a good. You could have walked from where my car, that tire just busted. It busted, honey. Rim was on the concrete. Do you understand me? You could have walked from where that happened to the gas station. And that area, like I said, is right. The highway was right there. So it was kind of busy. And I don't even know, because it was dark, but it may have been like 8, 9 o'clock. I mean, this is Little Rock, Arkansas. So it just was busier than normal at that time, which was crazy. That's how I know it was more to it than that. But it was busier than normal. My car had stopped, tire busted in the middle of the street. And when I say the cars were coming so fast, mind you, I put on my blinkers, but the cars were still coming fast. It seemed like they were about to hit my car before they would swerve out of the way all of a sudden. It was just crazy how that was happening. And what's even more crazy is, this happened. And at that time, I was having car trouble after car trouble. It was either running out of gas, or the tire, or the battery was dying. When I say it was constant car trouble, so I was calling my mom or my stepdad or somebody, all the time to help me with my car. I would even have to ask my clients after doing a wax to if they could jump my car off for me. It was crazy. And so I called my mom, and she was like, "Oh, we're out to eat. Can you call somebody else?" And when I say that shit pissed me off, so I'm like, I'm in the middle of the road and people are about to hit my car. Like, what is this? I was so mad at her for that for a long time. I don't even think I talked to her no more. I think I still blocked her number, and yeah. Yeah, I feel like it was, yeah, it was that. I feel like, but that was one of the little gang stalking instances. And then I just remember, I, everything was just going to shit. So I was like, I'm going to go to Texas. I might as well just get away from here. Like, there's nothing, everything's breaking down. I need to jump what better way to jump the timeline than to, go to a different area. But I was kind of scared, not gonna lie, because I hadn't driven out of state by myself. That was the ex-husband's job. Sometimes he would drive the whole way to whatever state we was going to and the whole way back. Like, I didn't want to do it, but I was like, I need to do this because something is up, and I felt like I needed to do it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just try. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Texarkana, because that's only 2 hours away, and I'm gonna just make that drive and get a little room just so I can get away, clear my mind, and then I'll just come back. Y'all, I get to Texarkana, and this might be a little off the subject, but it's relevant. I get to Texarkana, and something goes on with Expedia, and I ended up, it was because I didn't realize that the hotel that I had booked through Expedia needed a $100 deposit. So I paid for the room through Expedia, but you would still have to put that $100 deposit down, and I did not have that. So not only was I not able to get a room, I had lost my money. Like, when I say so much stuff. So I ended up going to a Walmart and sleeping in my car that night at that Walmart, right? And I was a little nervous, but I felt like, wasn't nothing happening. I would put the seat back and then put it up to check the surroundings or whatever, and everything was okay throughout that night. And oh my gosh, it was hot. The car was so hot. But anywho, so the next morning I stopped. I got my coffee. After I woke up, I go and I get my coffee, and I just go ahead on and hit the highway back to Little Rock, back to my house that probably didn't have no lights, no water. Ciao. But I noticed, like, and I was living in Bryan at that time. Like, it was like, soon as I got to Bryant, I see these police cars, and they wasn't marked, but I knew they was the police because I'm black. It's the police. And so I immediately get nervous because I didn't even have no tags on that car at the time, and you got to pay sales tax on vehicles in Arkansas, and I ain't had that $2,500 to get them people, so I didn't have no tags, right? And so I'm talking about nervous, honey. I wasn't speeding. I may have been, I don't know, but I passed this car that I knew was the police. And they pulled on out. So I'm like, man, I should have never went. I should have stayed at home. Oh, they finna get me. And honey, when I say, I can't remember if I pulled over or what, but they ended up getting behind somebody else. And it was like another one a little ways up. And this car was in front of me. Like, I think they were in front of me. Though they may have been behind me. No, they were behind me, because when I passed that one, they pulled out, and then they ended up pulling over a different car. So the whole time I'm on the highway, these people are following me. They were following me. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So at the time, I was completely messed up by it. But that's what I'm saying now. Like, wow, this is crazy. Like, they are willing to cross state lines. I don't know if somebody had put some type of bolo on my head in the spiritual community and the people was trying to get that money or what. But the fact that they was willing to cross state lines, I was like, wow, this is... I really was kind of, I was messed up behind it then. But then again, a part of me was just like, that's what y'all get. Leave me alone. I haven't done anything to anybody. I'm like, dang, I'm racking my brain just trying to see, well, did I cuss somebody out? I know I ain't been messing with nobody, man. I'm married. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on? I don't do people wrong. I may have been a little mean to the girl at the coffee place. Is that it? Like, why are these people messing with me? So anywho, now fast forward probably to maybe a month or two after that, 2-3 months after that, 4-5 months after that, whenever I moved to Texas officially, I was staying in an extended stay, right? And I decided, no, this was before then. So I was staying in the extended stay. I stayed in the extended stay probably for like a month. I go outside, and me being me, always speaking to folks and shit. I goes outside one day, and this person, this was a black I don't know if it was a black woman or a black man. It dressed like a man, but I think I saw breasts that was taped down. I don't know, but she had on these real dark shades and a wife beater and was standing behind my car doing some type of something with her hands. And I'm thinking maybe she just stretched us. So I'm just like, hi. And she was looking real mean, real mad, and just walked past me from behind my car now. And I didn't even think about it until after the fact. And I really feel like this is when you know that your higher self be right there with you, because had I thought about it then, like she behind my car doing some type of stupid ritual or something, I probably would have I just I probably because I don't believe in throwing rocks and hiding your hand. You can go head up right here in the physical. Like I don't have the discipline to be doing all this bippity boppity boo ass. What the fuck is this? But she was standing behind my car doing some type of movement with her hands. I'm just like, wow. I don't even know how long they had stayed in her and the little girlfriend in the whole, but it was like every time I would come out my room, they would be in the hallway somewhere, walking to their room. And one day I goes down there to get coffee, and the girl guy or whatever the pronoun is, I don't know, I'm not being disrespectful, no disrespect to anybody, but just sitting at the table in front of the coffee thing, reading the 50th law with them dark shades on. And it's just like, really? Y'all came all this, I'm 9 hours away from home. So and at that point I had went on ahead and adopted the mindset of, as long as they don't put their hands on me, y'all want to follow me around, I might as well give y'all a show. I might as well give you something to report back. As long as you keep your distance and you don't put your hands on me in the physical, because clearly they was doing stuff in the spiritual, but in the physical, long as you don't put your goddamn filthy, disgusting bottom feeder hands on me. Anywho, so I joins the gym, right? Because I'm trying to get right, tight, fit, fine. I'm getting older. I want to age like fine wine. I joined the gym, and mind you, at this gym, it's a nice gym, and I really hate that I messed them over, but I feel like they messed me over. And if, at the time, I don't think like that anymore, but still at that time, even then, it was, if you get me, I'm going to get you back, or you think you going to get me, but I bet you I'll cut that card off and you won't see that money if you think you going to get me. Welcome to Texas, bitch. Fuck you think to see it. Anywho, so I'm in the gym, right? And it's like, I'm doing my little workout with my trainer that they talked me into getting, that I did not ask for. I only wanted to use my day pass, the little pass that they give you to try the gym. That's all I wanted to do. And they talked me into signing up for the gym that day and getting a trainer, which was like $70 something odd a week on top of the $30 something that they charge per month. When I say this little, oh, let me not say that. That's not right. The girl thought she got me. She really thought she got me. And then she didn't follow me over to the new gym. She think I don't know. She think I don't remember her, but I do. Anywho, at the last gym, I noticed that it's 7-8 people in here with these super dark shades on inside of the gym. Why? And then I'll be saying, you know what? I'm going to think in a positive light. Maybe, just maybe, they're trying to protect me and they're not gang stalking. Like, maybe that's what it is. That could possibly be what it is. Who knows? But anywho, that is just a few of my little gang stalking stories. This video has 16 goddamn on minutes. My goodness. It has become a little bit too long. I don't even know if it's still recording. But that is just my little gang stalking story of the few incidences that I can remember. Because now I don't care. Now I really don't care. Like, long as, humans are strange. I have come to learn that. I have come to learn why the flood happened, why, I all the other things, why natural disasters in certain areas. Humans are some strange individuals, so I don't even care anymore. So I might notice something here and there, but I don't really even be paying that much attention. I have gone back to my happy-go-lucky, probably in my phone, focused on whatever it is that I'm doing at whatever time I'm doing it, self. Like, so But again, I'm putting the stories out there just for those that are, if you're wondering, yes, it's happening. No, you're not tripping. And no, you should not be afraid. If anything, like I said before in the last video, take a picture of them. Speak to them. Ask them how they're doing. Record them. Post it. I mean, or just ignore them. Ignore them. You know what they say when you argue with a fool, people from a distance won't be able to tell the difference. Just ignore them. Who cares? Like, it's time for bed. But I needed to do 2 videos today to catch up, and I have done that, and I'm so very proud of myself. See, stuff like that, when I focus on myself and I keep the promises to myself, it just feels exhilarating. It feels beautiful, magnificent, awesome. Until next time, peace.